Hi everyone, it's Erin from Clever Charlotte. I'm back with part 2 of our Olivine dress tutorial. This segment covers the pleating on the front bodice. You'll see here that I've already cut out the bodice in size 2. It's a kind of crazy looking piece with all these sort of nooks and crannies. When you get the full printed pattern out, you'll see with all the different sizes nested together, it's really crazy with all the different cut lines and the pleat lines intersecting in the center. So just a word of caution to be very careful when you're tracing it out to make sure you transfer the correct lines and all the correct notches. We've color coded a couple of the sizes just to help you differentiate between them, so hope that helps a little too. So once you cut this out, you would need to mark all of your notches. You've got your triangle notches as well as the T-notches, and the T-notches are for the pleats. There's 6 T-notches running along the top and the bottom, and those will pair up at either end of the fold line, which is the dashed lines you see here. So I've actually numbered them so you can see it a little better, more clearly. So the 1s will line up together and the 2s, so on and so forth. When it's time to pleat, you're going to pair up the first and second fold lines, the pleat lines, the 3rd and the 4th, and then the 5th and 6th go together. And the last thing I was going to mention before I show you how to pleat is marking the T-notches, actually all of the notches, but in particular the T ones here. Just clip into your fabric a 1/4 inch or so right into the seam allowance. I think that's the easiest way to make sure you have a really accurate mark to line up the pleats. You may or may not want to draw the actual pleat line using like a tailor's chalk on the right side of your fabric. I think it's enough just to have this piece handy to reference as you're going and actually pleating your fabric. For the moment, I'm just going to show you how to pleat the paper pattern because I think it'll be a little more clear with all the, being able to see the crease lines really nicely. So the first thing is we're going to match up the first and second pleat lines, and it's going to be very similar to what we did previously with the skirt panel. You want to pinch at the first set of markings, and you're going to bring wrong sides together and kind of crease it along that first dash line, and then bring it over to the second dash line, and in so doing, your 1 and 2 will match up, the 2 notches there. And then just going to repeat for the next 2. See, it happens pretty quickly here. And what you end up with is a piece that looks much more like a front bodice piece should. You've got the 2 armholes and the neck edge. So I think that's something really important to keep in mind when you're doing your fabric, is that all these kind of weird little corners and whatnot actually should kind of just totally melt away and become nice, straight, smooth edges. Like on the number 1, we've got 2 corners, very sharp edges there, and once they get folded over, now you have a really smooth edge there, even a nice smooth armhole here. So I think that kind of helps you visualize it when you get around to doing your fabric. So I'm going to put this aside, and we will move on to the real fabric next.